that now. So I'm gonna add the links now. Let's go. Well, I may have to send them. Why don't they let me? Oh, wait a minute. They won't let me add the links. I can't drag it. Oh, wait a minute. I'll send it to Elizabeth. They won't let me drag it. I thought I could drag it. Well, anyway, no worries. I'm gonna send it to you guys. In the meantime, I'm gonna share my screen so I can show you this, the brief information about Founded. Okay. And like I said before, it's very simple. It's not hard. When we started this process, I thought it was going to be real hard also, but it's very nice. It's clear. It's clean. And like I said, you don't have to worry about all that paperwork, all the papers, just filling out the application. Okay, so I'm going to show you a little tutorial.
Hello, and welcome to the grant application tutorial. In this video, we'll walk you through the grant registration and application workflow. We'll also show you how to navigate your dashboard and manage any existing requests. To get started, click the link provided to you by the organization offering the grant. We recommend that you bookmark this page for ease of access when applying or managing your requests with this organization. If you've already created an account, enter your email address and password and click log on. You can also click forgot your password to reset your password if needed. If you haven't created an account yet, click create new account. This brings you to the registration pages where you're first asked to enter information about your organization. Required fields are marked with an asterisk. Next, enter your contact information. In the next section, if you're the executive officer for your organization, select yes. If you're not, select no and complete any required fields. Finally, enter a password and click create account. You should receive an automated email confirming your account registration. Making sure that you receive this email helps ensure that you'll receive other communications from this organization about your application. Now you'll arrive at the apply page, where you can see the available grant opportunities along with any deadlines and details about each. Click apply at any time to return to this page. If you've been provided with an access code, you can enter it in the upper right-hand corner. The page will then display that opportunity as well. For any grant opportunity on the page, click Preview to view the first form without starting a grant request. When you're ready to start a request for an opportunity, click Apply. This takes you to the first form you're asked to complete for the grant request. In most cases, this is an LOI or application form. The contact information that you gave at registration is visible at the top of the form, and you can make edits if needed. If you'd like to print a paper copy of the form, click Question List. If there's a deadline to submit the form, take note of it here as well. Any required questions on the form are marked with an asterisk, and these must be completed to submit the form. The system will let you know if you exceed any character limits, and you'll need to fit your response within the limit before you can submit. The system auto-saves your work every 100 characters you type, and when you click out of a question. You can also click Save at any time. Click LOI or application packet if you'd like to download a PDF copy of your completed form. If you decide to withdraw your application at any time before submitting it, you can click Abandon Request. When you're ready to submit the form, click Submit. If any required questions were missed, the system lists those for you and you'll need to respond to those questions, then click Submit again. The form cannot be edited once it's submitted. When your form is successfully submitted, you'll see a confirmation message. Now let's talk about your dashboard, where you can access and manage any existing grant requests. Click the Home icon to reach your dashboard at any time. The Active tab contains your draft requests, submitted requests still under consideration, and any approved requests that are still active. The Historical Request tab contains any of your other requests that are no longer active.
So I'm gonna stop it here.
Click View to see a form you've already submitted. A draft request gives you the option to continue working on it by clicking Edit.
All right, I'm gonna stop it there. And what I'm gonna do now is I'm gonna show you what the application looks like when you'll see it up on the when you go to it. Oh, I always put the wrong era. Okay. All right. So this is the, if you all can see it okay. This is how it'll look when you go to it after you finish. So I want to go up to Tools to go to Process Manager so I can show you exactly what a grant will look like. And you can go over here to preview a grant. And these are all the questions. The asterisk is what you mark. And these are all the questions that will be on the grant application that you see. Once you go in and register your email address and everything and put in all your information, it will always be there for you when you go to apply for a grant. But you have to apply each time. You just can't, your organization and everything will be saved in your dashboard and everything. But a grant you have to do each time because it's going to be different sections, different cycles. But everything is here for you to do. All the questions, exactly what was on the grant application that you would go to our website and get. This is the grant application right here now. Here's a way you can upload. All you do is click the button, go upload your information. It's right there for you. This is another thing that you can sign right there. All of this is right on the grant for you. No, everything is right there at your fingertips. No writing information down and then going back to it. And as they said in the link, in a tutorial when you was listening to it, you can always go up to the top to look and see what you're looking at, or you could always go to your dashboard. And this is the dashboard. The little house is your dashboard. And all your information would always be here. So if you're doing a grant and you keep it in draft, it'll be there. Once you've completed it, it will move from draft and go over to application. All your information is always stored there for you. And you can go back and look at your grant anytime you like. So that's my little information about that. Stop share. So now I'm coming to, and I'm going to figure out how to share this link with you guys. I think what I'm going to do is send a link to Elizabeth and let Elizabeth send it out. That way you all can get it. And in the links that I have that I'm going to send to you, because it's a little different now with our, with the grant application, we no longer, you know how we always ask for DUN numbers? Well, now they want a UEI number, and that's the unique entity ID number. On the links that I will send you, it'll have the information how to get a UEI number. It'll have, we have a program, I mean, have it now that once you put a grant out and you want to share with us, you can go to our community calendar, put it up on our community calendar. On the links, it will have guidelines, what we accept and what we don't accept in a grant. Also, we have a Missouri Humanities Toolkit that you can look at, and that may give you a little bit of information about what you can apply for. Also on the links, we have the grant, we have the founded support videos. It's several of them that it'll be there for you. So we have all that information there for you. And as always, I'm always here to help. You know, if you run across a problem or anything, give me a call, shoot me an email. I'm always willing to talk with you all about it. So that's my little tutorial. So any questions for me?
Clarice, are the questions the same on the app grant?
Yes. Mhm.
For both grants?
For both grants. One is just a mini grant, which is only $2,500. One is a major grant that goes up to $10,000. You can apply up to $10,000. And now, you know, we would you can only go and apply for the grant 2 weeks out. Well, starting now, because we have founded July the 1st, I will open up the grant application so you can start applying then for the August 1st grant. And I will open it up July the 1st. So you have a whole month to apply for a grant now.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, Clarice, question. If an organization has submitted a grant proposal and they did not get it, can they redo?
Yes, you can. Yes, you can. And you know, we used to have it where if you apply for a grant and say you got it 2 years in a row, then you would have to sit out. Well, we no longer have that. You can still apply for another grant if you get 2 grants back to back. You may not be at top of the list anymore because you've already received a grant previously, but you can still apply for a grant. And that goes for if you apply, say you apply for a mini grant and you want to turn around and apply for a major grant, you're more than welcome to do that. Or if you apply for 2 mini grants in a row or 2 major grants, you can still apply, but you won't be at top of the list like you normally would.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Clarice, a question we had in the chat was, could you give some examples of acceptable or winning grants that you've seen?
Oh, yes. So we do have up on our website some grants that we've gotten in the past, but it's always good to put up there. It's always about humanities, even if it's a program. I mean, when you're having a program, say it's an art program, if you have like a Q&A to follow that is really good. That way, it's just not about the arts. It's about the humanities as well, because the question and answer is there behind it. Always something about humanities. That's what we look for. Always detail when you're talking on the budget page. Always put the money that you're asking for and how you have to match your grant. So if you ask for $2,500, you have to match it with $2,500. Don't have to be cash. It can be in kind. In kind is volunteer work, or say someone gives you a room to rent out for your program. You can use that. Cash you can use as well. But as long as you're able to match it, you're good. And they're very, because I receive all the grant applications and I look them over, and we have a grant committee, which is a board that looks that finalizes and say who will and who will not receive a grant. Anytime you apply for a grant and you don't get a grant, at the bottom of it, I will have our board chair, who is Betty Coleman. She's more than welcome to talk to you and help you out after that if you didn't receive a grant. We're always here to help you. So she's really a talk with you. But really humanities based, be very detailed how you're gonna put a program on, or what your grant is about. Your scholars, if you're gonna have scholars, be detailed about that. If you the project director, the person, all specific, just be very specific.
I just need to look out my checking.
Okay.
Another question from the chat. Does your organization status need to be a 501c3?
Yes, you have to be a 501c3, a non-for-profit organization. Yes. And we'll require that when you apply for the grant, on the application, it'll ask for a copy of your 501c3, and it'll ask for your UEI number now. No longer the DUNS number, the UEI number is what they're requiring now. And that's not just us, that's the government, the federal, you know, they're requiring the UEI number instead of the DUNS number. And you can get it as, sometimes it takes a little while, but you can get it pretty quickly sometimes.
Okay, so UEI numbers for dummies. What do I need to do?
It's something, it's your unique, hold on, I have to remember the what it is as well. Yeah, unique entity ID number, like it's a, yeah.
And to get that, we go to where? I'm sorry.
Oh, I'm gonna send the link to Elizabeth so
Okay, that
she
too.
can
Okay.
send it out.
Thank you, dear.
I'm gonna send a link to Elizabeth. It's a bunch of links. I should have sent them to Elizabeth before we started, but I will send it, you know, so you can, yeah, have them all.
That's all right.
And like I said, you know, when you're going through a grant, if right now, we used to have it where you can still send in, say you apply, I mean, you want have a grant in mind and you want me to review it, you can still send it in. Now that you call me and I'll send you an application to do that, because it's not set up and founded to do that yet. So you would have to call me to get an application, but then I can review it, or whatever questions you have, where I'm always there. If I'm not here, Chrissy Summer, she can help. Anyone who's in the office can help you with the question. And I'm trying to think of anything else that I'm leaving out. I don't think so.
Another question from the chat is if municipalities can apply.
Yes, because I want to say municipalities, they are 501c6, I believe. But they can, as long as it's a non-profit, yeah, they can apply. Because we have Chamber of Commerce that apply, so yeah, they can. And we have all kind of programs that people apply for, like I can use have the Puppetry Art Museum. They've applied and they put on performances with puppets and stuff, but it's something for the kids. So it's anything, if it's geared to the kids, that's good. If you only want someone to come in and speak at your organization, we do grants for that as well. We do grants just about for everything. So.
Okay, Clarice, so when people apply for these grants and they're given the grants, how long does it take them to get their funds?
Okay, that's a good question. So once you receive your an email from me saying you have received the grant, within a week, I'm going to send you out the award letter, the certification letter, and an acceptance page. And I'm going to have at the bottom a date that you need to send it back. So it's usually 15 days after you receive that email that you can receive it back. Once I receive, and everything is through an email. So once I receive the acceptance letter and the certification page, you get your 80% right then and there. Excuse me. And then you get your remaining 20% after the final report. The program is over with and you turn in the final report. And say your say your program is over in February. You have 90 days after February to get your final report in, and then you'll get the remaining of your funds. And we always ask, take pictures at your program so we can, sometimes we like to put those up on the website. Always, when you receive a grant, send an acceptance letter to your representatives and things that's on the organization on the grant application. Send it to your representatives because we like them to know that we are spending the money, what they want us to spend, how they want us to spend it. And if it's in their area that maybe they may pop in to see a program, you never know.
Clarice, this is Wendy Brumbaugh from Historic Bethel German Colony.
Mm-hmm.
We had to postpone our event. It was Heritage Days for Children. It was out of our control, the date that we set. So we had to postpone. So what do I need to do with you? Do I need to contact you? Is there a form?
There's no
or
form,
something?
just send me an email saying that you had to postpone it and that it's going to be at a different time. That's all.
Okay, thank
Mhm.
you.
Okay. We try to be real flexible and, things come up. So, we understand that. I know a lot of people are still, because of COVID, it's a lot of places that still don't have activities out and everything. So I know that still plays a part as well. So we're real flexible when it comes to that.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
Mm-hmm. And say you get a grant and you see that it's going to take a little bit longer than you thought it would. We'll give you a little extension. We do that as well. Just send me an email, and that'll be fine.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Also, Clarice, one more time, can you tell everybody the date that the application or this grant period opens
Oh, yes. So
and
right
when
now,
it closes?
okay. So right now, the next grant period is for major grants and it's August the 1st. We will open it up July the 1st, August the 1st, 11:55 p.m. It will close. The next one will be November the 1st. So we will open it up October the 1st. It'll be opened up and it will end November the 1st at 11:59 p.m. So it's always, that's how it would be. So we have August coming up, November, and then the next one will be February, and the following that is May. So we have 2 mini grants and 2 major grants for the fiscal year. And the one in November the 1st, that's going to be the beginning of the new fiscal year, 2024. And we'll put up on the website the dates and everything. Mm-hmm. So I do suggest, even if you're not going to apply for a grant now in August and you want to do it in November, still go ahead and go to the Founded website. Like I said, when I send the links to Elizabeth, she can send it out to you. And that way you'll have your email address and your password already set up. You can even put in your organization information and everything. And then you can wait. It'll be there for you when you decide you want to apply for a grant. The major, so I see this, the question. The major grants are February and August the 1st. The mini grants are November the 1st and May the 1st.
Okay, here's another question. So you're applying for a grant and you've got everything submitted by the deadline. Is there a deadline then for when that project itself that you've been awarded the grant for needs to be completed? So one of the questions asked in the chat, for example, was, let's say your project is outdoors based, but you were awarded during the winter time. So you can't actually do it right then.
No worries, no worries.
Okay.
So say you apply for a grant in November and it's like Elizabeth said, it's outside and it's going to be the following year. That's quite okay. As long as you put the dates on there, that's fine. Yes, that's no problem at all. A lot of grants that we get, they really don't, sometimes they don't start right in that year. Sometimes they're the following year, or they may start in, say, August, but they may continue on until the following year. So that's no problem at all. Mm-hmm. And we always suggest that when you apply for a grant, at least have your programs 30 to 60 days out. That way, you'll know for sure if you receive the grant or not, and you'll have time to promote it and get the funds. That's why we ask for it to be 30 to 60 days out. So if you're going to have a program, apply in August, please don't have it for September, because then you're going to be rushing. You won't even hear from us to probably the middle of September anyway. So it takes anywhere between 4 to 6 weeks before we reply back about a grant, when you get your information back, if you've been awarded or not. So that's another reason we wanted it to be out a little bit further than when the dates. So you have plenty of time to promote it, plenty enough time to get your money and everything. And even if you say you've been awarded a grant, and as soon as you get it, the information, the acceptance letter and everything, you want to send it back to me, you can. You don't have to wait till the date that it's due to return it. As soon as you sign your paperwork, you get your money. So as soon as you get it and send it back to me, your money comes to you. Because we really want you to, get it out there.
Clarice, I don't know if this is one of the links that you were going to share, but I'm just going to put this in the chat for everybody. This is just the main landing page for grants for Missouri Humanities. If you're on your phone or something and you can't necessarily click on that grant right now or copy it or bookmark it or anything, I just did a real quick Google search for Missouri Humanities grants, and it was the first one on the top of the suggested links. So it's very easy to find.
Yeah. And they are. And right now, if they are up on our website, we're in the process of, we're about to get a new website up, but you're still able to go to the old website right now and, look for things. So, but like I said, the process we have now is real simple, and it's not, it's very easy to go through. It's self-explanatory, step by step. So you will enjoy that much better than we had a problem with the other grant, going online, filling it out and everything. You didn't have enough room. And then as you start typing, the letters to get smaller and smaller, it was hard to see. So this found it is much better. It's much better.
So you're saying that lots of detail is good. So we can't give too much detail.
Can't give too much.
Okay.
No.
Just making sure. Thanks.
Can I give too much? The board members love to see a lot of detail. They love to see when you applying for a grant and you explaining every little thing in there. They love that. Yes.
So another question in the grant is one that we had talked about just a little bit before, but I kind of wanted to pose this in another way. But the question is if we can get examples of projects that have been funded in the past. Clarice, if you wouldn't mind repeating what you had said before about where to find some examples.
But yeah, they may be on our website, but I'll tell you one. Okay, so I have some grants right here I can look at for you guys. All right, so one grant that we just funded, it's and it was for the prisoner. They had a summer camp for kids, and it was all kind of music and language, film, and everything they had for kids. And at the summer camp, they had programs that they did. It was about agriculture. It was about all kinds of things. And at the end of the program, they all had t-shirts. So this is one of the t-shirts that they sent from the project that they did. We just awarded a grant. Like I said, we award just about everything. We just awarded a grant for West Plains Art Council. And it's a program about Young Writers Workshop. So if you have a workshop or a conference that you want, we always we've awarded a grant to the museum on Main Street. They always have a conference with educators we awarded them a grant. The Mark Twain, we've ordered them a grant. In Hannibal, they have a teachers workshop. We awarded them a grant. It's all different kind of things. We have a few grants up on our website that we have awarded, and we usually try to put them up there. In our, I don't know if you all get our magazine, but you can go to our website and we have it digital. It has grants that we've awarded as well inside. But we try to just do a variety of things. We always award into history museums, libraries. Like I said, we have awarded to the art museum, all kind of places. We award grants. We try to award grants to a variety of people, organizations.
So I had a question also for everyone on the call. Have any of you ever been previous or associated with an organization or municipality that has previously gotten an award from Missouri Humanities? Because if anybody has, I'd be interested to hear what your experience was like, or if you had any tips or tricks that worked well for you.
This is Wendy. I would just say that the application is very user-friendly. Clarice is always there. If you have a question, you can shoot her an email, and she's quick to respond. And then from there, after the application is approved, everything runs pretty smooth. I've never had any issues or problems. And we did a Heritage Days for elementary students was our project. So thank you.
Thank you, Wendy.
Yeah, we just gave an award to the Boy Scouts as well. They were having a program and they were trying to get all kind of kids involved with that. So we gave to that. We've had powwows at Washington University, and Red Stripe Intertribal Guard has received a grant from us. So we give a variety of grants out.
Okay, question. Sorry, I keep asking questions.
No.
If it's not just a program, if they were going to create something for their community, like a statue or something like that.
Yes,
would
you
be-
can. Mm-hmm. We just gave a grant to, let me think, and they just put a statue up in their park. I'm sorry, I can't think of it off the top of my head, but we have given a grant for a statue. We've given a grant for a flag to be presented. It was all torn up and everything, and they had it encased in glass and everything, then presented. So yes, we will do that. Mm-hmm. We have a grant we just gave to Webb County. It's for a market that they're doing. It's to promote something that they're doing at the market there. I can't find a grant right now, I'm sorry. But we give to universities as well. Webb City Farmers Market. They're going to a Latino celebration at the market. So we do for that as well, yes. Mm-hmm.
So some of these examples we've heard of were like events.
Mm-hmm.
One of the questions in the chat is about something more like that's tangible. What about a mural, it says, done on the side of a public building?
So what is is okay, so what is the mural? As long as it's a historical thing, yes. We will do a mural as well. In Neosha, Missouri, on their main street, I want to say, we did a murals up and down the main street. So yes, we will do that. Yeah.
So I have another question for the folks on the call. Have any of you had experience applying for that new UEI number? I did see somebody in the chat earlier say that they felt like it was a pretty easy process, but I didn't know if anybody else had any feedback on that.
I don't mean to monopolize the conversation here, but it was fairly simple. I mean, you go on to the website, and as long as you have all your documentation, it turns around pretty quickly.
Wonderful. Thank you so much. And you're not dominating the conversation. We learn from each other's experiences. So. All right. Any other questions?
Hey, Clarice, I have a question. Is there anything that you have seen over and over again that you just want to tell people, please, I just wish you all understood this? That something that just drives you completely batty and you just want the world to know, do this, don't do this.
I really can't think of anything off the top of my head.
Okay.
No. Only thing I stress is, have the UEI number, have a copy of your 501c3. Be very detailed when you're talking about the money. Be very detailed when you're talking about your program. Just, things like that. Sometimes we do have a problem with people will fill out the budget page, but they'll do what they want the money for, but they won't show how to match it. So please show how you plan on matching that money. Yes.
Question about that. For the in-kind contributions, if you're talking about, volunteer hours, that type of contribution, how would you recommend calculating that, for a monetary value?
Okay, so I always tell people, I don't know how, I always say go with whatever you want it to be, or whatever the price of, what is it called? Minimum wage is, what that is. But if you want to make it higher, you can.
Okay, got it. Thank you.
Elizabeth, I just sent you the link so you can share with everyone.
Okay, I will grab that out of my inbox.
Yeah, but
Okay, I'm going to put these all in the chat. And then I'm also going to pass these off to Cece, who is our great Missouri Community Betterment administrative assistant, who sends out all of our emails and newsletters and stuff. And she can make sure that you guys get a copy of this too. I'm hoping this isn't a huge jumble.
And if you're interested in doing a grant and you're not a 501c3, you can always try to find someone else that you can go in together with, that, the both of you all, the 501c3 will have to be the one who carries it on, but you all can work together.
So that actually follows up on another question that I saw in the chat, was asking if 501c3 is a federal designation. It is. You register as a nonprofit organization with the state, but 501c3 is an IRS designation. Also, I'm gonna put all these links in the chat, but I'm also gonna put a link in a chat to a resource that aside from being involved with Missouri Community Betterment, I work for MU Extension, and we have a resource for folks for creating a nonprofit organization. And part of the guide also talks about, do you really want to go through the process of registering as a 501c3, or can you be covered under the umbrella of an organization that you can partner with? So that's something to consider.
And also, that's really good, Elizabeth. Also, I want to say on the application, it may say a fiscal officer. I can't remember, but if you have a treasurer, that's fine also. You may not have a fiscal officer, but if you have a treasurer or someone that handles your money for you, that will work as well. So don't be stumped because if you don't have a fiscal officer, you can always use a treasurer.
Another question that came out of the chat is, are there any grants that you know of, Clarice, that you guys are tired of seeing? That you've done it, it's old. You don't want to see any more applications about that.
No, because you know what? Everyone does it differently. So no, everyone would do it differently. So never let that stop you. No, you can, you're always going to find, because it's always going to be people that, that lecture or, but you never get tired of that. It's always something new and different. That's what you want to do. New and, you're the new person, regardless if somebody else did it. You're still a new organization. And we really love just to see new organizations come through. So that's fine.
Okay.
Elizabeth, I'm sorry to interrupt, but this is Cece. I just wanted to ask, since you mentioned me sending on the information to everyone that's here, I need a last name for like Terry and
I've got those.
Do you have their last names? Okay.
Yeah, I collected them. I was in the chat being sneaky during the presentation.
Thank you.
And I'm usually in the office Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday. Some Thursdays, usually work at home Thursdays and Fridays, but I'm always answering my emails. So if you call office and I'm not here, just send me an email, say, Clarice, can you give me a call? And I will contact you.
Okay, so in the chat, these grants, if you wanted to click on them there, we've got how to create an account to apply for Missouri Humanities grants, the found and support videos, the Missouri Humanities grant guidelines, their toolkit, how to apply for that UEI number, and the Missouri Humanities community calendar, as well as Clarice's contact information.
Right. And the community calendar is once you've been once you've been awarded a grant, and if you have your dates and stuff, you can just go up there and put it on the calendar. Or I think it goes to Chrissy, but it'll tell you exactly what to do. We welcome everyone to go to the community calendar.
Also, Paula made a good comment in the chat as well that if you have a local community foundation that you are linked up with or that is associated with like near your area, because there's different ones in different parts of the state, that they could also maybe provide some partnership or help out with figuring out your nonprofit situation. And here's that link to the extension page on developing a nonprofit. It's got a workbook that's broken down into 3 sections to make it easier to download or print if you want hard copies of it. And then also Tom added what the volunteer hourly rate is. So if anybody needs to do that calculation for your formula.
I believe MCB used $29.95 for volunteers on our forums this year.
Yeah, I know every that's why I try not to give a set price. Everyone use a different. Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's up to you.
All right. We're getting close to the end of the hour. If there's anything else that anybody wants to ask, we've gotten some time for that. All right. It's okay if we don't. If you're shy, we can give you a few minutes back into your Wednesday, if not. Thank you so much, Clarice, for coming to share your knowledge with us. This is so helpful.
Yep. You all are more than welcome. I'm so glad you all came. And like I said, any questions you have after this, you just want to talk, you know, and you didn't want to, just give me a call. I'm always here.
Thank you.
All right. Thank you, guys. Thank you so much for having me. Have a good day now.
Thank you all.
Thanks, Therese.
Bye-bye.
Bye.